December 4th, 1872. A merchant ship drifted silently across the Atlantic Ocean. Its sails were still full. Half-eaten food sat on the table. Children's toys remained untouched. Yet every single person on board had vanished. No bodies, no signs of struggle, only silence. This was the Mary Celeste, one of history's greatest unsolved maritime mysteries. More than 150 years later, one question still remains. What really happened? The Mary Celeste was an American merchant ship, about 31 meters long. Built in Canada in 1861, the early history of the ship was far from fortunate. Over the years, it survived several accidents and changed owners multiple times. Sailors even began to whisper that the vessel was cursed. On November 7th, 1872, Captain Benjamin Briggs set sail from New York Harbor, bound for Genoa, Italy. Briggs was respected as one of the most experienced captains of his time. He was accompanied by his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 7 skilled crew members. Deep inside the cargo hold were 1,701 barrels of raw industrial alcohol, valuable cargo worth a fortune. In total, 10 people were aboard. Everything appeared perfectly normal as the voyage began. Nearly a month later, on December 4th, 1872, another merchant ship, the Dei Gratia, spotted the Mary Celeste drifting aimlessly near the Azores Islands. Something immediately felt wrong. The sails were still raised, but the ship wandered without anyone controlling it. Captain David Morehouse ordered a boarding party to investigate. What they discovered became one of history's greatest maritime mysteries. There was no one aboard. The lifeboat was gone. The ship's compass was damaged, and one cargo hatch stood open. Yet inside, everything else looked strangely normal. A sewing machine still held unfinished cloth. Children's toys remained on the bed. Half-prepared meals sat untouched in the galley. 6 months of food and fresh water remained untouched. The captain's final logbook entry was dated November the 25th, 9 days earlier. It mentioned no danger at all. Then, every single person vanished without leaving a trace. The abandoned ship was escorted to Gibraltar, where British authorities launched a full investigation. At first, suspicion fell upon the crew of the Dei Gratia. Had they murdered everyone aboard for salvage money? Investigators searched every inch of the vessel. They found small cuts on the deck and stains that initially appeared to be blood. But laboratory examinations later revealed they were nothing more than rust and ordinary wear. No signs of violence, no struggle, no robbery. Even the captain's valuables and his wife's jewelry remained untouched. The greatest question remained unanswered. Why would an experienced captain abandon a perfectly seaworthy ship filled with food and supplies? Over the past 150 years, researchers have proposed many theories. The most accepted explanation involves the ship's cargo. 9 barrels of industrial alcohol were discovered empty. Experts believe alcohol vapor may have accumulated inside the cargo hold. Fearing a catastrophic explosion, Captain Briggs may have ordered everyone into the lifeboat while remaining connected to the ship by ropes. But rough seas could have snapped the ropes, leaving the lifeboat drifting helplessly into the Atlantic. Another theory suggests a sudden storm or massive rogue wave convinced the crew that the ship was sinking. They abandoned ship in panic, only to realize too late that the Mary Celeste remained afloat. Some blamed pirates, yet pirates would never leave valuable cargo, money, and jewelry untouched. Others suggested mutiny or murder among the crew. But investigators found absolutely no evidence supporting violence. Then came the more mysterious explanations: sea monsters, aliens, even the Bermuda Triangle, despite the ship never sailing anywhere near it. In 1884, author Arthur Conan Doyle published a fictional version of the story, adding dramatic details that many people later believed were real. More than 150 years have passed, yet no one knows what truly happened to Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, little Sophia, and the 7 crew members. The alcohol vapor theory remains the strongest explanation, but it is still only a theory. No definitive proof has ever been found. Ironically, the Mary Celeste continued sailing for years after the incident. Then, in 1885, the ship itself met a tragic end when it was deliberately wrecked during an insurance fraud scheme. Its mysterious reputation only grew stronger. The ocean rarely reveals its secrets, and the story of the Mary Celeste reminds us that not every mystery is meant to be solved. What do you think really happened aboard the Mary Celeste? Let us know your theory in the comments. And if you enjoy mysterious historical stories like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more.